What is up guys, and welcome to another Red Dead Online video. Today I'm answering the question of whether or not it is worth donating feathers to cribs at the camp and then later on sell for goods. For quite some time I have said no, it is 100% not worth it, and even just looking at it without even doing the maths, I knew that it really wasn't worth it. I did a video which said all the mistakes that players make as a trader, and one of those mistakes was donating feathers to cribs instead of donating them to the butcher and selling them at the butcher, because you can make more money at the butcher than what you can at your camp. And people were just saying, no, you are wrong, you are wrong. Some people came in and said, no, you're right, but it was very conflicting within the comments. Today I decided to go through the maths to see if it is actually worth it or if it is wrong to donate them to cribs and instead selling them at the butcher. So for this video there is going to be quite a bit of maths. There's going to be a lot of adding, subtracting, dividing, all of that stuff, and hopefully you guys can keep up. Hopefully I present it in a way which everyone can understand. But as a quick overview before going in, what I've done is I've managed to go out, collect as many different feathers as possible. I've worked out the price of what they would sell at the butchers, and the way I've worked out of how much they would sell individually if you were to go and take them to your camp. I had to work out how much materials cost overall. Unfortunately, Rockstar do not present this information. They show it as point materials, and that point materials does not actually convert over to dollars. But I will walk through everything within this video. So before I did anything with my camp, I made sure that there was nothing else to sell within there. So I sold every good that I already had within my camp, and then went out and I found myself a cougar. It's just that I stumbled across a cougar and I decided to make it poor quality just so it was easier to do the maths. A poor quality cougar will go for 5.4 materials. I also already had a little bit within my camp with materials before I donated this cougar. You cannot get rid of these materials once your camp is up and running. Like, you can never ever get rid of them, because as soon as it goes below a certain amount, cribs just stops and you have to resupply. So there's always going to be a very little bit, and as you can see, it is a very little bit. So with the poor cougar being at 5.4 materials, I decided to round this up to 6 materials just so that we have an even number to work with. After waiting some time for cribs to convert these 6 materials into goods, we ended up with 3 goods to sell. So from that, doing the maths of 6 materials divided by 3 goods, it gives me 2 materials equals 1 good. From that, it is very easy to do the maths. 1 good sells for $2.50 if you're going to do a short distance delivery, whereas if you're going to do a long distance delivery, 1 good will actually sell for $3.12. So that maths there is pretty much just how much money you can get for selling a material. As you probably saw before I donated that cougar as well, I also had a lot of feathers in there, and there was a huge variation in the different types I had. I had duck, snowy egret plume, loon, owl, turkey, condor, raven, whooping crane, little egret plume, heron plume, flight feathers, chicken, and vulture. So there's a lot of variation in different feathers that I found across the world of Red Dead Online, and they all go for different prices. Yet again, with this game, it's showing how much an individual feather would go for each one of these feathers, but it doesn't say how much you can donate in total. To get the total amount of materials, what I did was I times the quantity by the price of donating that material to cribs. So for ducks, I had 2.52, with snowy egret plume, I had 0.3, with a loon, I had 9.36, owl was 2.7, turkey was 2.97, condor was a flat 9, raven was 5.4, whooping crane was 3.6, little egret plume was 1.2, heron plume was 8.1, flight feather was 1.8, chicken was 1.44, and vulture was 5.76. So that was all the materials that I was able to get for each individual set of feathers. Adding them all together gave me a total of 54.15. As we worked out earlier, the total materials does not go over to the amount of goods that you're getting, so you won't be getting 54 goods out of this. We worked out earlier that 2 materials equals 1 good, so the total materials that we've got with 54, we then need to divide that by 2, and that will give us the amount of goods that we've got. So even though that is 54.15, we divide that, we get 27.075, and I've rounded that to 27 goods. Now we have the goods, we also know how much 1 good sells for, whether it be a short distance delivery or a long distance delivery. If we were going to sell 27 goods as a short distance delivery, that gives us $67.50. And finally, if we're going to do this as a long distance delivery, that is $84.24. That is just if we were to donate all of the feathers that I've just talked about, and obviously wait for cribs to go and make them as goods. Now the whole point of this video is to compare the stuff that you can sell at your camp with feathers if they will sell for more at the butcher. So the next thing we have to do is go over to the butcher and see how much much we can sell all these feathers for. So for the duck, you can sell that for $4.20. Snowy egret plume, you can sell that for $5. Loon feathers, you can sell for $15.60. Owl feathers, you can sell for $4.50. Turkey feathers are $4.95. Condor feathers go for $15. Raven feathers go for $9. Whooping crane $6. Little egret plume $2. Heron plume $13.50. Flight feathers is $3. Chicken is $2.40. Vulture is $9.60. And if we add all of those prices together, you're able to sell all of those feathers at the butcher for $94.75, which means it is more than if you're going to do a short distance delivery, and it is more if you're going to do a long distance delivery. It does not matter what you do at your camp, you will not be making more money off of these feathers than if you were to sell them at the butcher. So in that video where I do talk about trader mistakes and I say that donating feathers to the camp is not worth it, you can sell them for more if you sell them to the butcher, that is actually a mistake. And if you are doing that, you are going to be more efficient if you just take those feathers, stop donating them to cribs, and actually sell them at the butcher. And in the long run, even though it is only an extra $10, in the long run it will start adding up to hundreds, maybe even thousands, maybe even pushing tens of thousands once you go and carry on doing this for the foreseeable future. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did all understand that. Hopefully I did present that in a way that everyone can understand and they can see how I'm getting these numbers and how I'm doing it. I'm trying my best to walk through, holding your hand through every little thing, just so I didn't lose you whatsoever. I tried to make it as clear as possible. If there is any questions, leave them in the comments down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.